Welcome to Joanna's Library. Enjoy the story. Where Do Clothes Come From? By Chris Butterworth. Illustrated by Lucia Gagiotti. 衣服是打哪儿来的？翻译水果糖老师。Wouldn't it be great if you could wear your favorite clothes all the time? 要是每时每刻大家都能穿着自己最喜欢的衣服，那该有多好啊！ But you need different clothes for different weather and for doing different things. 可是因为天气不同，要做的事情不一样，所以人们得有不同种类的衣服。You need warm clothes for cold days. 寒冷的日子要穿保暖的衣服。Cool clothes for hot days. 炎热的天气要穿凉快的衣服。And clothes to keep you dry in the rain. 下雨天需要能让你不被雨水打湿的衣服。You need smart clothes and clothes to muck about in. 大家既需要有漂亮衣服，也需要有衣服能玩泥巴。But what are your clothes made of? And where do they come from? 然而，大家的衣服都是什么做的呢？还有，它们都是从哪儿来的呢？ What are your jeans made of? 你穿的牛仔裤是什么做的？ Your jeans are made of cotton. 大家穿的牛仔裤是棉布做的。And cotton grows on bushes. 而棉花是从棉花丛里长出来的。A cotton seed needs lots of sun and water to grow into a bush. 一粒棉籽需要许多的阳光和水分才能长成一株灌木。It takes about 10 weeks for a flower to bloom. 一朵花大约需要10周的时间才会开放。After the flower dies, a seed pod called a cotton boll swells and ripens. 等花谢了，会有一个叫做棉铃的硕果逐渐长大并且成熟。In a few more weeks, the boll splits open and soft, snowy white cotton fibers puff out. 再过上几个星期，这个棉铃就会裂开，而雪白柔软的棉絮就会从里面鼓出来。The bolls are picked by hand or by machine. 棉花可以用手摘，也可以用机器摘。Then a ginning machine gets rid of the seed tangled in the cotton fibers. 然后用轧棉机可以去除缠在棉絮里的种子。The cleaned cotton is baled up and taken to a spinning mill. 去除棉籽后的棉花被打包，然后送往纺织厂。First, the cotton fibers are combed straight on rollers with steel pins. 首先，棉纤维会在带钢钉的滚轴上梳直。This is called carding. 这个过程称为梳棉。Then, the straight fibers are pulled into a thick, soft rope. 然后将梳直的棉纤维拉成一条粗而柔软的绳子。Next, the spinning machine stretches the fibers and twists them into a single thread called yarn. 接下来，纺织机将棉花的纤维牵伸，并将其捻成单股的线，称为纱线。In another mill, the yarn is dyed in a bath of purpley blue dye. 然后，在另一个工厂里，纱线会用蓝紫色的染料染色。Now it's ready to be woven into cloth. 现在可以把它们织成布料了。The cotton yarn is woven into cloth on a loom. 这些棉纱线在一台织布机上被织成布。Then the cloth is cut into shapes. 之后，这些布料被裁剪成各种形状的裁片。Belt loop, 裤畔。Waistband, 裤腰。Yoke, 腰下斜裁片。Pocket, 口袋。Leg, 裤腿儿。Which are sewn together into your jeans. 把这些裁片缝在一起，就变成了你所穿的牛仔裤啦。Your jeans are cool enough to wear and strong enough to stand up to rough stuff. 牛仔裤穿起来很酷，而且它很牢，穿着它干点粗活也没关系。Clothes are made from other plants too. 除了棉花，布料的原料也可以是其他的植物。Linen is made from the stalks of flax plants. 亚麻布的原料是亚麻植物的茎。It is some of the oldest cloth in the world. 亚麻布是世界上最古老的一种布料。Ancient Egyptians wrapped their mummies in it. 埃及人用它们来包裹木乃伊。And the Romans wore linen togas. 而罗马人则穿用亚麻布做的罗马长袍。The stalks of hemp plants can be made into cloth too. 大麻植物的茎也可以用来做布料。It's so strong that soldiers' uniforms used to be made of it. What is your jumper made of? 你的毛衣是什么做的？ It's made of wool. 毛衣是羊毛做的。The long hair from a sheep. 得用羊身上长的毛。The sheep's wool is cut off once a year. 羊毛一年剪一次。It doesn't hurt the sheep. She's probably glad to be cool again. 剪羊毛是不会伤害到绵羊的，它们很可能因为又感觉凉快了而非常开心。Raw wool is dirty and greasy. 原羊毛又脏又油。So it's taken to a mill and washed well. It's called scouring. 因此要送到工厂去洗干净。这个过程被称为洗涤。Scouring, squeezing, drying. 洗涤、挤压、烘干。Now the clean dry wool can be dyed. 现在干净的干羊毛就可以染色了。The carding machine combs the dry fibers straight and rolls them into a thick, soft rope of wool. 梳毛机把干的羊毛纤维梳直，然后把它们卷成一股粗的软羊毛绳。Next, the spinning machine gently pulls out the stretchy wool fibers and twists them into yarn. 接下来，纺线机轻柔地将有弹性的羊毛纤维抽出来，并将它们捻成线。The yarn is very thin, so several strands are twisted together to make wool that is thick enough to knit into clothes. 单股的线非常细，因此几股线会被缠在一起。You can knit on a machine or by hand. 你可以用机器织毛衣，也可以用手织。Or maybe someone in your family can knit your jumper. 又或许你家里就有谁会织你穿的毛衣呢？ Here is your jumper. 这就是你的毛衣。The wool kept the sheep warm. Now it's keeping you cozy. 羊毛能让绵羊保暖，现在它也能让你感到温暖了。Around the world, people make wool from different long-haired animals. 世界各地的人用不同种类的动物的毛来做毛线。Yaks in Tibet. 西藏用牦牛。Bison in North America. 北美用野牛。Camels in China. 中国用骆驼。Llamas and alpacas in South America. 南美用美洲驼和羊驼。Musk oxen in Alaska. 阿拉斯加用麝牛。Cashmere goats grow extra soft hair that makes silky fine jumpers. 克什米尔山羊的毛特别柔软，能织成上等的羊绒衫，摸起来滑如绸缎。The hair from curly Angora goats is made into soft mohair wool for clothes and favorite teddy bears. 安哥拉山羊的卷毛能做成软软的马海毛，马海毛可以用来织毛衣，还能用来做你最喜欢的泰迪熊。Angora rabbit wool is really fluffy. 安哥拉兔毛真的很蓬松啊。What is your party dress made of? 你参加派对时穿的礼服是用什么做的？ It's made of silk. 那是丝绸的。Silk is the lightest cloth of all, and its fiber made of worms. 丝绸是所有布料中最轻的，它是蠕虫吐出的一种纤维。Silkworms are not really worms. They are the caterpillars of a small white moth. 蚕其实不是真正意义上的蠕虫，它们是一种小的白蛾子的幼虫。Farmers breed thousands of them, feeding them on the leaves of mulberry trees. 农民会养上数千条蚕，给它们吃桑树的桑叶。Each silkworm makes a single silk thread. 每条蚕都会吐出一条丝线 and weaves it into a cocoon round its body. 然后在身体周围把它卷成一个茧。The single thread can be 1.6 kilometers long. 这条丝线可以达到 1.6 公里那么长。The cocoons are dried then softened in hot water. 茧会被烘干，然后再放进热水里泡软。The superfine silk threads are gently unrolled and wound round a reel. 超细的丝线被轻轻展开，并绕在线轴上。These reel threads are pulled and twisted together to make a thicker, stronger yarn. 抽出这些丝线，并将其捻在一起，做成更粗、更牢的纱线。Then the silk is dyed into bright colors and woven into cloth on a loom. 然后把丝线染成鲜艳的颜色，并在织布机上织成布料。Now it's ready to be made into your party dress. 现在就可以做你的派对礼服了。Silk makes special cloth. 蚕丝可以用来制造特殊的布料。Fine floaty silk. 华丽飘逸的丝绸。Shiny satin and taffeta. 光鲜亮丽的绸缎和塔夫绸。Rich fairy velvet. 华美柔软的天鹅绒。It's perfect for a special occasion. 它们非常适合特殊场合。You feel special when you wear it. 穿着丝织的衣服，你会感觉很特别。What is your football kit made of? 你的足球运动套装是什么做的？ Your football kit is made of fibers invented by scientists. 你的足球运动套装是科学家们发明的一种纤维做成的。That's why they are called synthetic or artificial fibers. 因此它们被称为合成纤维或是人造纤维。They have made up scientific names like polyesters and nylon. 它们有人为制定的科学名称，例如聚酯和尼龙。Synthetic fibers starts as a mixture of chemicals that make a kind of sticky syrup. 合成纤维最开始的时候是各种化学物质的混合体，它形成一种粘稠的浆液。Inside the machine, this syrup is squeezed through tiny holes into thin strands, which harden into fibers. 在机器底部，这种浆液通过微小的孔被挤压成细线，然后变硬，成为纤维。The fibers are pulled over rollers and twisted to make a thicker, stronger yarn. 机器将纤维抽拉到滚筒上并加捻，使纱线更粗更结实。Then the yarn is wound onto reels. 然后将纱线缠绕到绕线轮上。Now the yarn is ready to be dyed and woven into cloth. 现在纱线就可以染色并织成布料了。Cloth made of synthetics is great for sports clothes. 合成纤维制成的布料非常适合用来做运动服。They wash easily, dry fast, and don't need ironing. 它们容易洗，干得快，并且不需要烫。So whoever washes your clothes loves synthetics too. 因此，负责洗你衣服的人也会喜欢合成纤维的。What is your fleece made of? 你的绒衫是什么做的？ Don't throw away your plastic bottles. 别扔掉你的塑料瓶。If you recycle them, they can be turned into a fleece. 要是将其回收利用，它们会变成绒布。It takes about 12 bottles to make your fleece. 给你做一件绒衫，大概需要12个塑料瓶。At the recycling plant, the plastic is sorted into different colors, chopped into tiny bits, washed and dried. 在塑料回收工厂，塑料会根据不同颜色进行分类，切成小块儿，清洗并晾干。The bits are melted into a sticky syrup called polyester. 这些塑料小块会被融化成粘稠的浆液，称为聚酯。The syrup is squeezed through tiny holes. 这种浆液通过小孔进行挤压， and it comes out as threads that cool and harden. 流出后随着冷却和变硬而变成线。The threads are then stretched out and put through a hot crimping machine, which makes the fibers crinkle. 然后将线拉出，并通过热卷曲机使纤维卷曲。When they cool, they feel soft and fluffy like wool. 当它们冷却时，它们就像羊毛一样柔软而蓬松。The fibers are carded, spun, and dyed, then knitted into cloth. 这些纤维再经过梳理、纺丝和染色，然后编织成布料。The cloth is then brushed hard on one side to make it fluff up. 再接下来，把布料的一面刷毛，让它蓬松。Your fleece keeps out chilly winds. 你的绒衫可以抵御寒风。Zip it up and stay snug. 拉上拉链，注意保暖哦。What are your wellies made of? 你的套鞋是什么做的？ Wellies are made from rubber. 套鞋是橡胶制成的。A juice that comes from a tree. 橡胶是一种树分泌的汁液。Rubber trees grow in hot, raining forests. 橡胶树生长在炎热多雨的森林里。And inside their bark flows a sticky white juice called latex. 它们的树皮底下流着一种叫乳胶的白色粘液。Every day, workers made a long cut in the bark of each tree. It's called a tapping. 每天，工作人员会在每棵树的树皮上划上一条长长的口子，称为割胶。So the latex runs down and drips into a cup. 这样乳胶就会流下来，滴进杯子里。The latex is then mixed with acid. This makes a lumpy mixture which is poured into molds. It sets and dries into hard blocks. 接下来，乳胶会和酸进行混合，这会形成一块混合物。混合物被倒入模具中，它凝固并干结成硬块。The blocks of rubber are taken to a factory and pushed through hot rollers. 橡胶块被送到工厂，并通过热轧滚进行碾压。This is done over and over again until the rubber is in soft, stretchy sheets. 如此反复进行，直到橡胶变成富有弹性而且柔软的橡胶板为止。As it gets smoother, colors are mixed in. 随着橡胶板变得越来越光滑，颜料会被添加进去。Then the rubber is put through another roller and rolled out into thinner sheets. 然后橡胶板会通过另一个轧滚进行碾压，把它压成更薄的薄片。Boots shapes are cut from the sheets. 把橡胶片切割成一个个靴子的形状。The shapes are pressed around a boot mold and the edges heated to melt them together. 这些靴子形状的橡胶片会被放到一个靴子的模具上压制，而橡胶片的边缘会通过加热使它们融为一体。Pop on your wellies and stomp about in the puddles. 套上你的套鞋，并在水塘里踩来踩去吧。They are waterproof, so your feet stay dry. 它们是防水的，所以你的脚还是干的。Recycling facts. 回收利用小知识。Have you got clothes you've grown out of or just don't love anymore? 你有没有已经穿不下的衣服，或者是不再喜欢的衣服？ In the richer parts of the world, we throw away millions of tons of clothes every year. 在世界上比较富裕的地区，我们每年都会扔掉数百万吨的衣服。That's a waste. 那很浪费。Don't just dump those clothes. 别直接扔掉那些衣服。Recycle them. 对它们进行回收利用吧。Put them in a recycling bin. 将它们放进回收箱。The clothes are chopped up so the fibers can be made into cloth wipes or mattress filling. 这些衣服会被粉碎，它们的纤维可以生产抹布或床垫的填充物。Synthetic fibers are recycled simply by melted down again. 对合成纤维进行回收利用，只需要把它们再次融化就行了。Or your clothes could fit somebody else. 又或者，你的衣服也许会适合其他人穿。Use the cloths to make useful things. 也可以用旧衣服的布料做有用的东西。Take them to a charity shop. 把它们捐到二手商店去。Turn them into something new. 用它们做新的东西。Cut down old jeans to make shorts or a skirt. 比如把一条旧的牛仔裤剪成一条短裤或是一条裙子。Thanks for listening. See you next time.